All right, guys, we're going to go over all the estimates that you guys gave for the parts and components that are going into our $3,000 drag race challenge car, which is a 1966 Plymouth Belvedere 4-door. Currently has a Poly 318 in it, but is going to get a low deck 383. So basically, you guys gave a bunch of estimates, and I threw out the high and the lows and then averaged it out. So some of these things might seem a little on the low side. Some of them might seem a little on the high side. I was certainly surprised on at least one item we'll get to. But basically, if you guys put in a range estimate, I took the low end number of the range. So for all of you guys out there that put in like $150 to $300, I took the $150 price point. So anyway, on the intake manifold, this is the Holley intake manifold. There's 27 of you that gave your estimate, and the low was $2, threw that out. The high was $225, threw that out, which averaged to $129.80. The 383 short block, there's 24 of you guys that gave an estimate. The low was $100. The high was $500. And so I threw those two out, and the average was $276.36. The headers, there was 15 estimates that you guys gave. The low was $50. The high was $80. This was probably the most consistent average than everything else. I mean, it didn't have as much deviation as the other items. So the headers came in at $49.23. And as you recall, I was asking for like what swap meet prices are. These are not brand new headers. These are used headers you saw at a swap meet. What do you think they're worth? What's the sale price, the settle price? Not the high, what the seller wants, not what the buyer's willing to pay, what they met at in the middle. All right, so the next thing was the Sure Grip. This one was the one that really surprised me. I mean, I know Sure Grips go for pretty good coin. They've been, I guesstimated it $300 to $400, but 16 of you guys gave your estimate. The low was $100. The high was $900, and there was two of those, so I eliminated one of them. The average was $419.71. So that's probably one of the most expensive components that are going into this car. Next is the camshaft. There was 17 of you. This is a used camshaft. Remember, swap meet prices. Profile questionable. It's not a flat cam, but it's a used cam. Anyway, there was 17 of you that gave your estimate. The absolute low was $12.99. The absolute high was $200. So the average was $76.33. By the way, that high and low I had thrown out. The 727, there was 17 of you that gave your estimate. The low was $75. The high was $450. Those were thrown out. And the absolute average was $149.33. Next was the converter. So there was 10 of you that gave estimates on that. The low was $75. The high was $150. The average was $85.63. So out of our total budget, we have $3,000 to start with, right? Our car cost us $1,000, so we're down to $2,000 left. Subtracting, I don't think that worked properly. Yeah, I left out the camshaft and the short block. I'm gonna have to fix that, put it in my spreadsheet. All right, well, hold on, let me just do the math. All right, so doing the math, we have the $3,000 budget. We subtract $1,000 for the car. That's what we paid to buy it. And then out of the $2,000 that's left, adding up the parts I just listed off, we are left with $813.61. So I need to get with Jeremy and figure out like what are we going to count, what are we not going to count, and what I mean by that is like I I put brand new tires on the front of that car. So he's gonna run. I'm sure he's gonna run new tires on his car because I think it's been sitting for a while. Are we gonna count tires? Like, is there gonna be any kind of exclusions and stuff like that? So I need to touch base with him. But for right now, we have $813.61 left. So anyway, thank you for everyone's estimates, and we're gonna roll with that $800 budget so far. Touch base with Jeremy, see what counts, what doesn't count. If anything, I know a lot of you guys are gonna probably, well, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that everything, every little nut and bolt, every little dollar amount should be counted? I mean, I know that this is sort of like, our challenge is to show that this can be actually done. But things like tires can add up really fast. I mean, you put tires all the way around the car, especially if you're going to put slicks on the back of the car, you can be well up over $1,000 just in, 4 tires. So I'm not sure if we're going to count that or not. So, anyway, and I don't want to be unsafe. I don't want to be like, I know he said safety items were excluded. So things like roll cage and seat belts and stuff, helmets, that kind of stuff is going to be excluded from the cost. And I don't know where tires fall. That's kind of, I think it'd be dangerous to have old rotted out tires. So I think that kind of falls under the safety category, but I need to touch base with him and see where that's at. But anyway, thanks everybody for their input. I appreciate it. And by the way, this build is going to start, it's going to kick off next month in April. So we should be getting quite a few videos and, kicking butt on it. Muscle Cars at the Strip is coming up this weekend. I'm going to be there with Chris Albrook, and we're going to be cruising around and, I don't know, filming a bunch of cool stuff. So if you see us around, wave us down, say hello or whatever. We'll probably be in a golf cart, on the grounds. And out on the street, he's rented a wide body Charger. So hopefully maybe we'll see you guys on the Strip. All right. Peace out. So one more thing I wanted to mention was I had originally told you guys I was going to bring the D100, and that was the plan all the way up till today. So last year we were kind of like stuck. We didn't have anything cool to cruise around in. Chris had a rental, but we kind of walked around, and Chris was like, "We need to get a golf cart next year." So anyway, I was going to bring the D100 so we could tool around the fairgrounds in the truck. Chris secured a golf cart, so we won't need to be cruising the truck around. And then secondly, he rented a wide body Charger, so a Scat Pack, I believe. And, so the secondary plan was we'll cruise the truck around, through Vegas on the Strip and all that kind of stuff. Well, since he's going to have the Charger and he's got a golf cart, basically I'm not going to have a whole lot of need for the truck to be there. And with gas prices the way they are right now, if I drove my 99, it's a V10 with a four-wheel drive, pulling the D100, that thing is going to be like 8 miles per gallon. So it's going to cost me a shit ton of money just to get to Vegas and back. It's already costing, a pretty good penny just with the hotel rooms and stuff like that and other expenses, but I didn't really want to spend the gas money going out there and back. My wife did offer up her truck, which is a 2019. I think it's a 19 Ram, and it's got a 5.7 Hemi in it, and that thing probably get 22 miles per gallon, dragging the D100. So it was cool. It was cool of her to offer that up, and I was going to go that route to save money. But now that we don't really need the D100, I'm not going to bring it. So I'm going to bring my little crappy Dart that gets awesome gas mileage, like 30 miles per gallon, and really save the coin and get out there to Vegas. So I'll be hanging out with Chris in his cool rental and the golf cart. So, all right, just wanted to let you know so you don't get your hopes up and, feel like, I boned out on you guys. I am boning out on you guys bringing the truck, but I'm still going to be there, and I'm going to save some money. All right, we'll see you guys there at Muscle Cars at the Strip.